Coming up on UT10 News, a look at a local project that is shedding light on abuse.
And we'll also follow the nightmare of parking on campus.
Plus, Destiny Cadell was singing in the rain as the Rocket football team hoped to claw out a win against the Eagles. Your news in 10 minutes starts now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Bailey Lustig.
And I'm Jessica Zintek. A woman is battered every 15 seconds in the United States, according to the YWCA.
That's why the Silent Witness Project is trying to raise awareness of the deadly consequences of domestic violence. UT10's Katie Zieber explains.
The exhibit should come with a warning.
Do not read them unless you are mentally prepared, because some of them are pretty horrific.
These stories aren't for the faint of heart.
One woman was killed by her boyfriend who had killed another woman, and she knew he had killed this woman, and so he killed her by forced overdose.
But they're important stories to share. Stories of women from all different backgrounds facing the same tragic end, often because they'd gained the courage to leave. Just last week, a Maumee woman was shot to death on her front porch by a man she was in a relationship with, her children asleep inside. Shelters urge women to get connected with resources like the YWCA and ask for help.
Just talking to somebody, saying, I need help, that's the first step.
This week, 24 domestic violence offenders were arrested in Lucas County. Katie Zieber, UT10 News.
Since the start of October, there have been 15 reports of violence, threats of violence, or stalking reported to UTPD. That's why the UT Police Department is hosting personal safety classes. These sessions help to employ basic self-defense tactics while also mocking real-life scenarios.
We've got in this profession to keep people safe, and we enjoy teaching these type of things to students, whether it be male or female. We like knowing that we're empowering them.
If you are a victim of or have witnessed violence on campus, you can dial 911 and you will be immediately connected to UTPD.
Parking on campus has always been an issue for students.
Oh yes, Jess, and an email was sent out to local apartment residents that is causing even more confusion.
This week, I looked into parking rules and whether or not you need a permit. On October 15th, this email was sent out to Old Town residents, claiming that UT parking enforcement now enforces all lots 24/7, 52 weeks of the year. When a student took to Twitter to get answers, the U Toledo Twitter page responded that they do not require a permit on weekends and that they are not affiliated with Old Town. Parking Enforcement's website notes that after 4 p.m. on Fridays through Monday mornings at 8 a.m., parking permits are not required. If you receive a ticket, you can begin the appeal process, although that can be long and drawn out.
I sent them an email and did the whole appeal process about a month ago, and I still haven't gotten anything back. Even though I've reached out to them again after that, I still have heard nothing back.
When reaching out to parking enforcement about the emails and regulations, they declined to comment.
Wow, Jess, I wish I could ignore my parking tickets the way they seem to be ignoring you, me, any of us.
Right?
Well, moving on to our next story, the Natural Resources Defense Council wrote to a Congress opposing their spending bill that would end funds to the research on the common risks of chemicals.
As the fight continues, UT10's Jada McGee reached out to a local healthy food expert who is helping to raise awareness.
Co-founder of Healthy Foods by Claudia, recently gave a presentation highlighting the common risks of toxic-based products. According to the FDA, manufacturers are not required by law to put all of their ingredients on the label.
We're very proud for people coming in and they want to learn what is another way of approaching their health.
Claudia says that by going organic, many can avoid some of the common health risks due to these toxins.
People are unknowingly eating toxins in, commercially produced food or laden with growth hormones, antibiotics.
Many of the harmful chemicals consumers can be exposed to are in some of our everyday products, including what we eat, personal care, and even household cleaners. For more information about healthy alternatives, visit Health Foods by Claudia at 3904 Secor Road, Toledo, Ohio. From Toledo, I'm Jada McGee, UT10 News.
Students of color are learning how to become stronger advocates for change. This past Friday, the Office of Multicultural Student Success hosted their second Students of Color Summit. The event allowed students to explore their identity through critical dialogue. They also learned how to overcome adversity at work.
They're empowered, number one, to make a change and to be a part of something that's bigger than themselves. And then number two, to walk away feeling like they have a seat at the table and they have the tools and the knowledge that they need to succeed.
Next year's summit is scheduled to take place in the spring.
Students may not be aware that the University of Toledo offers them free tutoring on campus. From academic workshops to supplemental instruction classes, UT makes tutoring and learning accessible to those of us, even with busy schedules. Tutors create a comfortable environment for students to enrich their learning abilities.
Students get a little bit, skeptical in going to the teacher's office hours or going to talk to the teacher. But when they come to the LEC, they feel like the tutors make them feel like they're classmates.
The Learning Enhancement Center is located in the basement of Carlson Library.
According to the American Medical Association, the relative risk of a pedestrian fatality due to a traffic crash was 43% higher on Halloween. Last Wednesday, UT hosted a safe Halloween alternative with trick-treats and dunks at Savage Arena. The event included trick-or-treating, a costume contest, and was capped off with a dunk contest by the men's basketball team.
We monitor things very closely. We have security measures in place for pretty much every situation imaginable. And it's inside, so you don't have to worry about the weather.
The event previewed this year's men's and women's basketball teams. Both of their seasons start November 5th.
I'm Destiny Cadell, and this is your UT10 Sports Report. It was an action-packed weekend in Rocket Sports as the volleyball team took on BG in Miami. But first, we take a rain-soaked glass bowl as the Rockets football team looked to bounce back against the Eastern Michigan Eagles. Fans of all ages took to the stands as Toledo began the game off strong. In the first quarter, the Rockets took a 7-0 lead on this 5-yard run from Brian Kovac. EMU will battle back to tie the game at the half, but UC took the lead when Bryce Mitchell caught this pass in the back of the end zone. Then the Rockets up 27-10, Kovac scampers 54 yards down the sideline for another Toledo score. The Eagles will score 24 unanswered points, however, to send the game into overtime, where UT used big plays like this one from Rossi to snap a 37-34 win.
Really a group of selfless people and a group of young guys coming together that really played really hard. I thought lots of times through the course of that game they could have buried their head in the sand and faded, and they didn't. They kept fighting.
The Rockets are back at home 1 week from now when they face Kent State at 7 p.m. Down the road in Savage Arena, the women's basketball team took on the Tiffin Dragons in an exhibition game that made the crowd go wild. Right at tip-off, Tiffin took control of the game, but that did not last long when Rockets junior Mariah Copeland led the team with the first three-pointer of the night, followed by Tanya Beachman with the layup. By halftime, the Rockets were up 38-31. The Dragons stayed strong, but not strong enough. With only a couple seconds left in the game, freshman Quenisha Lockett scores. The Rockets would win 70-61.
One of the most important things for our team is to get completely healthy. We had a couple of our key players today that I had to limit their minutes, and that's going to affect, a little bit of the outcome.
The women's basketball team will host their last exhibition game Saturday against Findlay in Savage Arena. The Rocket volleyball team was also at home for a pair of games this weekend. UT dropped the first match to rival Bowling Green in a close 4 sets. In match 2 on Saturday, Toledo fell to Miami by a final of 3 sets to none. The Rockets' next home match is Saturday against the Akron Zips.
Well, guys, Halloween's in 2 days. What are your costume ideas?
I was thinking I might be like a parking enforcement agent and actually talk to people.
I'd love to see that.
Well, that's just how it is.
I don't know. For me, I think I'm going to be Alvin and the Chipmunks.
That's all the time we have for UT10 News. For the latest breaking news from campus and bios from all UT10 reporters, go to our website at ut10news.com.
And remember, you can watch the live stream of our newscast production every Tuesday at noon on our YouTube channel. For Jessica Zintek, Destiny Cadell, and all of our crew, I'm Bailey Lustig. Have a great week and stay tuned for more news from the UT campus.